Hello and welcome to the DTK State of Origin match number 4. We've got New South Wales number 2 versus Victoria today on Dust 2 Deathmatch. I'm here with Top Cat, who's a Jedi on DTK. Welcome, Top Cat.
Thank you for having me here, Lou. It's nice to be here.
So, as I said, an exciting match today. This is the first upper bracket match for the tournament. New South Wales 2 versus Victoria 2. They both look like very strong teams. And the winner of this match will actually make it into the grand final, guaranteed position. So, a lot on the line here to play for. If we have a look at the way the tournament's panned out, we're looking at match D today here, up the top. So how the teams have got here was Victoria managed to beat New South Wales 1, 16 to 12. New South Wales 2 beat Queensland quite easily, 16 to 2. Other results to think about: New South Wales 1 beat Queensland 16 to 5, and they go on to play the international team next week in the lower bracket. So, Top Cat, what do you think is going to happen this match? Who do you think will get up?
The matches this evening are quite interesting. So if you go back to looking at match A with New South Wales 1 versus Victoria, Victoria seemed to dominate in the first half, but as soon as they switched sides, they really allowed New South Wales 1 to kind of take it back. And I think at one stage the score was 14-10 or 14-12. They came very, very close, but Victoria managed to knock out New South Wales 1 on the last 2 rounds, and they hit match point. For the second one, New South Wales 2 and Queensland, I think the score was 16-5, and New South Wales seemed to be dominating Queensland. They had a few good runs, but New South Wales 2 held it throughout the entire time. So what I might want to see is that New South Wales 2 might be down possibly at the start, but on changeover they might make up some ground. I'm not really sure. I think my money tonight is going to be on New South Wales. I might be biased because I live in the state though. What do you reckon, Lou?
It's going to be close. It will definitely come down to the knife round. I think depends on which side will win the knife round and those pistol rounds straight after the first half. They're playing on Dust 2, so it's not heavily sided either way, but if you win the knife round, you can set your match up for the rest of the game.
It's interesting actually, because I actually feel that Dust 2 is potentially a T-sided map, because once you're at the round open, you've got one guy who's getting information at mid, but then the crux of your team can actually stay together, whereas CTs are generally quite split, and you can't really hit a very quick rotation if you've got a couple of guys at A and all the terrorists have decided to hit B successfully. So I actually think it's slightly towards Ts, unless the CTs can coordinate really well.
Definitely. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be close, because if you use Queensland as a gauge to judge the strength of the New South Wales teams, New South Wales 2 looks to be a little bit stronger than New South Wales 1. So that, you know, they're going to be quite closely matched in these two teams, Victoria and New South Wales. So it's going to be interesting to see how the score pans out.
Yeah, definitely. So let's maybe we should cover some of the players now in each of the teams.
Yeah, let's have a look at the New South Wales team first. We got Jetpackin, the captain, who's going to lead the way for them. We've also got Shadow, Link, Valve, and Untouch, who's going to be their star player. He'll make a big difference in the match.
Definitely expecting some big things from Untouch.
Yeah, if
Jetpackin
Victoria
will come through and save the day.
Yeah, if Victoria don't stop Untouched, he could be dangerous and he could make them lose the match. If we move on to Victoria, we got Goose, who's their captain. We've also got Mulface, Bento, Gyarados, and Walkerboh. Bento will probably bring out the big guns for these guys.
Bento can play quite consistent, and actually, if you look at some of the other matches from Victoria, I think Gyarados likes to have a couple of boost plays as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what he tries to pull off with his teammates.
Yeah, there's not as many boost spots on Dust 2 though, so
yeah, that's right.
It will be interesting. But there's a couple on B site, So, you know, if
Yeah, I'm
he
hoping
goes
they
to
pull
B,
out
it
some
could
tricks.
be in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, those are the teams for tonight. We'll head down to the match and we'll show you the knife round shortly. Yep, so we're coming into the knife round now. Yeah, the knife round now.
Long, are you kidding me? Yeah, Long's the best place to go. Oh wow.
Let's see how this pans out.
Well, KO's already on
Now
90
we've got
health.
AFK too.
Took a bit of
Good
a
work.
slash.
Striker. Good work. Just hold off until we get our AFK in.
And Untouch is
Hold up,
AFK.
hold up. He's coming, he's coming. We'll get that. Get back, get back.
Untouch is back in now. They're all sitting at long.
I'm trying to give you a spot of labor shit.
It's got 3 CTs, 4 Ts, 2 CTs, 1 CT. Looks like it's going to go to the Ts.
4v.
So New South
Just
Wales
make sure you
will
take-
win.
T.
Now it'll be interesting to
Gyarados
see
is
what
running,
side.
He's scared. He's scared.
It'll be interesting to see what side they take. I think they will.
I think
That's
from
okay.
history, because
They will
Rowdy's
go
already
T.
taken out a round on T side on this map, I think he'll try and keep the guys on the T side.
Yep, they're staying. All right, let's see how this goes.
Sorry?
I wonder what setup the Victorians will run here,
I'm gonna make up
because New South Wales 2 is quite a strong team,
Need to be, eh?
so they will probably split and peak quite a bit, and just suss out what the Victorians are doing before they actually run anything.
I think so. I think a common play that we'll probably see is a split A. It's quite standard. And New South Wales probably play it to their strength.
Yeah. Mid control was quite a big factor in the last match
Yeah.
between Queensland and New South Wales 1, and it's probably going to be a big thing in this one as well.
Mm.
He's still Goose. That's him.
This is interesting. The CT's trying to take site now. K can't hold off, so it's 3 versus 2. They could retake site now.
It's a fairly quick rotate, but they're all in the one spot, which could hinder them.
2 shot, 2 shot. 3 shot, 3 shot. Yeah, still short, still short. Just play for time.
Oh,
play for
wow.
time.
T's holding
Into that
site.
box.
And that was very well held by Untouch.
Yeah, very well held.
Nice USP.
And that first
the-
round goes to New South Wales.
Yeah, which means their economy now is very, very strong. Looks
Yeah.
like they've got a half
maybe,
buy
I
at the
don't know.
moment.
Yeah.
CT's still going
Maybe.
EK. Now they got a full buy, it seems.
It's always important to win those pistol rounds, because
Yeah,
it almost
definitely.
sets you up for the next 3 rounds of the half.
Exactly right. It seems that the CTs are now coming through
Look, I'm
tunnels,
lagging.
not
Yeah,
really watching
look at
B
the
side.
lag.
They're anticipating an A push.
Yeah.
Nice.
If they got caught out there, it's sure it can really be a bad gamble to take, because they can just run into B through mid, and then they have to retake site, and it's always hard on B side.
New South Wales starting off strong. They'll be able to take A site. And you've only got your last CT, Mulface, now coming up through long.
It's probably a T spawn. Say T spawn. Long. Don't peek him. Okay.
That was well deserved, New South Wales, that round.
Starting off very strong.
Is they didn't have too many deaths either, so they actually get to retain their weapons, which even boosts their economy now. CTs are actually still staying EK.
Let's go A again.
So CTs are split 3A, 2B. They're playing a very aggressive long,
Come short.
which is a mistake this time because they've hit short A.
Let's
Not much they can do against SMG.
We're all gonna go at once, guys. Come on. Can't get caught by ourselves.
100% short A, they'll get this plant.
Untouch getting taken out there by Mulface.
Rowdy was able to trade though, that's okay.
Untouch has had a pretty quick start to this match. He's already getting a fair few kills. And now it's a 4v2 retake. And KO cleaning up with the scout. Now let's see what Gyarados is going to do. Will he go for the retake or will he save the CZ?
Yeah, well deserved New South Wales. What I actually expect to see still in this first half is actually Bento and Gyarados to actually have a round where they completely own it. They have a round where they kind of congratulate themselves afterwards and say, I played really well.
This is it. Gotta get this win so we can hold the momentum.
Well, now this is the big round that will really determine what happens for the rest of the match.
That's
Both
right,
teams are fully bought.
Yeah, full buy from both teams.
It'll set the mood this round right here. Very good pick there for Goose to start the round off for the Victorians.
It's got untouchable down, so maybe that might give him a bit of confidence. Still got Bomb and 2 friends at long. Rowdy trades for Jetpackin with Gyarados.
Short.
The CTs are positioned fairly well.
They are. Bento's going to get taken out here. It's a shame. Here behind him.
Is that you, short Psycho?
Yeah.
Shit.
Almost thought Walkerboh was going to have that with KO actually. As KO was reloading. He's got both CTs coming up through long.
You got short still? Come on, long.
They're starting to run out of time now, the Victorians. They're getting onto site, but Rowdy takes out Mulface, and it looks like... Yep.
I think if Mulface could have taken out Rowdy, perhaps they could have had it.
Yeah, definitely. That was the round-winning kill there for Rowdy.
Bad luck, mate.
Keep it B.
So far it's 4 rounds to New South Wales. Very strong play so far.
Sorry.
The CTs are on the back foot and they're just going to be wondering why they can't actually get in. So now they've actually played 4 into A site and only 1 into B, and New South Wales hitting B strong. This is why I think it's a T-sided map, because these guys are so far apart. They're going to take down in B site, they'll get this plant, and they'll probably be able to hold site again.
Yeah, there's one.
Definitely an easy take, but Untouch could get caught out here with his AWP. And he does.
Just stick together, alright? Watch your spot.
But it's a 3v4 B-site retake, and they've got an AWP, a CZ, and an M4 versus 4 AKs.
Yeah, it's not going to happen for them. It's not a favourable circumstance. They don't even have any nades either. New South Wales are still full of nades.
Mulface making the right decision by the looks of things, just trying to get some exit frags.
Alright, get out. Get out.
That's a tough retake, and Rowdy does not learn from his mistake. You've got to get away from the bomb. He'll be raging at that one. He'll think he's a bit silly. So I'm expecting this round New South Wales to hit probably an A split. They might ignore B again.
They've got 4 AKs, so they might not hit long.
Jeez, they've got a repeat play. B strong.
And they're going B. If they get in there
B.
quick
There's
enough,
no
no one's going to be there. They're just going to walk in.
That's it. It's there for the taking.
Get a car.
So the CT is trying for a real quick rotate. They just can't make it. They still got 3 at A side. It's just not favourable. All coming up through CT. Now I don't think New South Wales has information yet on how many is outside coming up through CT. They take the site regardless. Big play from Jetpackin this round. Big play.
Jet picking up the triple and just surviving the bomb blast. However, they've got 4.
They've lost a member.
Psycho has dropped out.
We still got this.
Should be able to come back in.
Let's try A long, I think.
The CTs should know this round. They've only got 4 players, and if they can't make it, then they're really at a disadvantage. It's not going to do good for their morale.
Wow. Thanks for the big KO.
So,
And New South Wales still playing really strong, despite being a man down.
Playing belong. Yeah, just played that.
And again, it's another retake for the
In the site, in the
Victorians.
site.
They're
and
not
there's just
holding
split.
site very well, to be honest.
No, Mulface and Goose really need to try and coordinate and hit from two different angles if they're actually going to have a hope at retaking this site. It's just a very difficult circumstance that they're in.
Just watch long, dude. I'll go show you.
Rowdy's just called to watch long. Untouchable's heard and he's come in.
He's pushing back.
Looks like Bozo's joined to replace Untouch.
That fail.
That could be a big loss for New South Wales, depending.
Who wants this all?
They've got good teamwork at the moment. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that they're still on the back
It's not
foot
a
because they've
huge
lost
loss, but
Untouch.
it's still a loss because Untouch, he has a significant impact on the game.
He is. However, Rowdy's a good player, and Jetpackin seems to be pretty much matching him for kills and deaths. He's playing quite well.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens now. Gyarados picking up the swag 7.
Unlucky Bento. Just outpowered, outnumbered.
Yeah, they'll help me out long when you are inside there.
Good work by Goose and takes out the bomb. That was a big mistake by New South Wales.
Yeah, so bomb's down outside long. They need to get it. There's no way they'll reach it. They've actually this round will probably go to the CTs. Mulface playing large. Doesn't see Bozo. I don't think Bozo will be able to take that bomb.
One's probably
There's
pit.
2 there at least, dude.
So there we go, the first round for Victoria.
Unlucky.
That was lucky that they intercepted the bomb and were able to
They must have
were able to hold it.
at least rotate real quick.
Kaz, can you buy
Definitely.
Bozo?
So now,
And
let's
Kaz?
see.
Oh, I'm back here.
They're using 2 AWPs, the Victorians. I wonder what positions they will be playing.
Yeah,
Mulface
versus full
Mulface
AK
has been
buy.
playing B, and Bento's been at A usually.
Too many flashes.
Yeah, so now we've got, looks like Gyarados and Mulface holding B. Big mistake. They need to actually start rotating
can I
now.
input?
Push me up to it. Nah, block me. Come on, get out of the way.
Gyarados rotating through tunnels.
Oh man.
Gonna intercept
Let's
KO.
push him, he's pin only. No way.
KO
Good work
takes the
by KO
headshot.
there.
Back mid, that's it.
So now they're switching it up. KO giving the information that Gyarados was out of position, and they're going to walk into B side here.
Yeah, they're gonna go up through tunnels, plant at B. They'll get it successfully and make it very difficult again for the CTs to retake.
Fuck!
Bomb planting now.
One's 40 HP.
You guys got it, don't worry.
Bento should probably try and play this passive if possible. Just slowly approach.
I don't know where the fuck you want to watch.
Window?
Door?
Mulface right at door. Needs to wait for his teammates.
Window.
And that was a very good hold.
Guys,
It
Good work
was a
by
good
Rowdy
hold.
there, picking up the double.
Fucking great hold off, Kaz. Well done. Who wants this all? Pass it on if
So
you want,
again,
Bozo, back to car.
New South Wales get to
Okay.
buy, and Victoria will have to eco.
Flash into B. No, you guys make moves at long.
They might be eco guys.
See, it's funny actually. Rowdy
Yeah.
anticipates the eco
Yeah,
round
yeah.
for them. And that's why he wants to hit B quite strong. Calls it
Okay.
successfully, and they'll be able to get the plant.
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, all go. There's only one. Try to take him out. It's not back there. Shot KO.
So now
Seems
it's
that New
a
South Wales isn't a
3v2.
Yeah, it seems like they're not a huge fan of
Tunnels,
taking
yeah.
B all the time. They'll just do it just to remind them, to remind the Victorian team that sometimes they can take B. It seems that they favour A mostly, which seems fine. They've got eight rounds in the bag so
Instantly, mate,
far.
run out of ammo. You want that
playing
mama.
out well for them.
Love you. Ramp.
Better get away from that bomb, Kaz. Makes it with 6 HP.
From behind. Ouch.
So Bento manages to steal KOs off.
Yeah, quite lucky. Because
The
Bento's
Rich
gone for
showed
full
them.
buy, Goose has gone for full
Yeah,
buy,
yep.
but the other guys might
Is
just
it
keep
an
EK.
Okay, I won't smoke it.
No, the team's gone for full buys. Hoping to take this round. They've actually sent 3 to B.
2 cross.
And they're playing an aggressive long game.
Yeah, let's go short.
Works in their favour so far. They've taken out one guy long. T seem to be hitting short A, which is wide open actually. It seems that we've only got Goose watching it.
Short, care short. There'll be Alpha here watching short, so just care.
Lucky Jetpackin right through the smoke, takes out Goose. The headshot.
Short.
Bento's playing well, but gets taken out.
Wow.
He had a very nice
lucky
double to
headshot on
start the round
Bento.
off.
Bento was
but
playing a good round actually.
He's been pretty
Yeah, good
unlucky to
early
be honest,
take.
Bento. He's been shot through the smoke by Jetpackin before, and
That's right. Bento's normally got a couple of really good rounds up his sleeve, and I thought that was one that I was waiting to see because he had a couple of good frags there.
That should be save it again, boys, so just don't get pushed, eh? Let's just all go somewhere together. Probably
Interesting
short's the
here,
best bet,
Rowdy
but we can't beat
anticipates the
anyone.
EK. Got it half right. Bento's done a bit of a half buy.
Just running mid. Yeah, they're pushing mid, I think.
Alright, let's go. Hit.
Oh, unlucky Goose coming around through mid. Trying to come around from behind, doesn't pay off.
No, get back, there's 3 there. Oh, the last one's there, let's go B.
Yeah.
Wow,
Bozo
very
takes
successful round for this.
Mulface out.
Just playing it safe, that's all. We got blocked so hard then, like everyone was just blocking.
The CT's tried to play quite aggressive that round and just did not pay off. It was a good plan actually. I think if
I'll block too.
I think if Goose was successful, the odds might have been more in their favour, which is a bit unfortunate.
Spot that cross, babe.
they're playing 4A this round. It's a gamble that might pay off because
Oh wow, sorry that fell up.
the Blues haven't noticed that only one crossed, so it'll be interesting to see how this pans out.
Oh, Bozo knows where Bento was.
Still car, still sitting there.
It's good information from
Nice,
Rowdy.
car down. One on site, eh? Get up there. Another one on site, another one on site.
It's hard when you're staying at
nice.
that car spot because as soon as someone's got that
second, one on
information on you, there's nowhere to go.
Get up there, Kaz, go help him.
There's been numerous times where I've been able to lob a nade right over to someone staying at car on long and they just can't move.
What?
Oh,
Nice one, CT. Plant the bomb.
Alright, get bomb down, cover.
Mulface too far away to stop this plant. He'll come up through long. Got a silenced at M4.
Kill long or short.
It seems to be he'll be
Where are you?
defeating KO.
Oh wow.
KO takes him
Nice
out. That was
shot,
a
though.
good shot.
I'm fucking lagging. Yeah, I
So
can
it's
see there's gonna be an
12-1.
epileptic
Quite
hit.
a dominating start
That's
here
right.
for
So
the
the CTs
Blues.
are going to be desperate to get themselves out of this rut.
Go
This is
B.
exactly why I feel that
That's a
this
big
map
spawn.
is actually particularly T-sided, because we can see here Victoria's always been too far apart and they're unable to rotate quick enough and make a full recovery.
Get these last 2.
Definitely, the rotates. They've been sharp, but
One
it's just
cross
always
away.
been hard to retake sight.
CT's now very aggressive play on A. Doesn't pay off. Get one frag, simple frag.
Yeah.
That's fine. There's 2 more. I think
Yep,
KO's
good
aware
one.
of 1.
Put that down.
He's got them both now. He's run back to B. He'll defend.
Good job, guys.
So now it's another retake, and well, it might be a good idea to save.
Good nade from KO.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They just need to retreat to site. They can even play it down through
Chase 'em down.
CT for exiting.
We got money, plenty.
Walker takes out Jetpackin.
Where are they?
And they need to stick
Yeah.
together. It's
Yeah.
important that they play together. Otherwise, they're not going to be successful.
Kaz taking them both out there.
Yeah.
Very good play there by Valve. Now, last round of the half.
Last round, let's get this. They'll be forced.
CT's Victoria still desperate to get more than just
Take
one
middle
win this
control.
round. I imagine they'll be keen for the swap and they'll try and play very strong
Smoke
together
those
as a team on T side.
Yeah, it'll be essential that they
Probably
win
stuck
that,
on
that
one
pistol
side,
round
Bento
at the end of the half, because otherwise it's going to be quite easy for New South Wales to win if they take that pistol round.
Exactly right. Good nade from KO right into
Guy long.
tunnels.
Do it.
Oh,
It's a
Smith.
free frag onto Bento. Now we've got
Oh,
Bomb
okay.
coming in here to long, but Gyarados seems to be quite separated, rotating
One-
through
one's in
T-spawn.
tunnels. All these stick together. He's going backyard. Just get up there. There's only one up there. Just push him all together.
KO just waiting, unaware of where he
You say it's
is.
going backyard. Yep. He's
And
going up
now-
to his
Bozo on site, he'll get this plant.
Oh, he's gone.
He's right there. Suicide.
KO takes out
Just
Gyarados, so
waiting.
that's the half.
No, we don't need to live. It's
14 to 1 is the
Everyone.
score.
Mm.
That's the round one in the game.
Victoria's going to be desperate to break that.
This pistol round is essential here.
It
See
is.
how it pans out.
Who's going B?
They might be feeling a strong B push because
Someone name
normally
one with me.
I'm actually quite comfortable
Yeah,
with
yeah.
all pistol round, all B. It seems like that's where they're going, which is quite smart, which means that they got a couple of players who are
They're
at
going to
long
have three
and
at
they're rendered useless.
3 at B though. The player in lowers could have an impact.
They got B.
And it's been quite a strong hold there by Jet, getting the double, getting the triple actually, before getting taken out by Gyarados.
From site.
So they've actually got this site now.
Yeah.
They'll be able to get the plant.
On site, left side.
Got to watch that entrance there where KO is. Gyarados with 1 HP, just needs to blink him once, gets it.
And
Unlucky.
New South Wales win that pistol round, you could say. Winning that
Victoria
pistol
not
round
happy
wins
with
them the
that.
match.
Yeah,
It's
that's
15
important.
to 1. And
No, don't get mad because
well, now they only need one more round, and
Match
they
point.
well, they're gonna buy, and they're gonna
They're gonna do
force
whatever they can.
the T's to
They
buy
will
as
buy
well.
up, guys, so get everything you can.
A couple of AWPs, a couple of P90s,
Made long again.
Mulface with a Deagle it looks like.
They just got to try their luck, really.
Exactly right. That was a good nade actually, very good nade by KO. Oh, it takes down 2.
And they're just
Actually, it's taken down 3.
smashing them at long,
Flashed himself.
and that flank by
That's
Valve
all over.
wins the match.
Good game.
That was a strong play for New South Wales last round. That's well won.
Oh, with the run at the end, not the 20.
And well,
Look at that.
quite an easy win for New South Wales too. There, they dominated the Victorians. I honestly thought it would have been quite a bit closer than that.
So did I. Yeah, I thought that Victoria would have had a few stronger players. I mean, Mulface and Goose I expected to work together very, very well. They had a history of doing that. And it's just unfortunate it didn't pay off for them. I thought it would have been much closer.
Well, so that moves New South Wales into the grand final. And Victoria will have to play in a semi-final against the international team or New South Wales 1. So that'll be a best of 3. It'll be interesting to see how that works out, especially if they play New South Wales 1 again, because that match on Inferno was pretty close, and you know, if it's best of 3, it's going to be a good best of 3. It'll probably go down to 3 maps. But New South Wales 2 booked themselves a spot in the finals. They're looking pretty strong, to be honest, with their two strong wins in their 2 matches so far in the tournament. Top
The
Cat, what are
unfortunate
your final
circumstance-
thoughts
Yeah,
before
the
we head off?
unfortunate circumstance is if New South Wales 1 progresses all the way to the grand final versus New South Wales 2, Rowdy can't play for both teams. So he's going to need to pick where he's actually going to be and make sure that New South Wales is going to have to make sure that both teams are going to be full. I think the next match that's coming up is New South Wales 1 versus the Internationals. That's going to be interesting. Rowdy again on the team, who's a strength, and then they'll come into Victoria, I suppose. It could be Victoria versus Internationals. I'm not really sure who's going to win the next match. I feel that will be close, but then again, I said that about this one, so I guess we'll see how that actually plays out. Overall for the match, I think it was probably well deserved to New South Wales, and just unfortunate for Victoria that they copped the CT side from the beginning, because dust it's very difficult to rotate from one side to the other quickly, and normally on maps where perhaps nuke, it's quite a quick rotate. You just can't have that with dust, so you really need to communicate and make sure everyone's on the same page and rotating very, very fast. Overall, it was a really good match, and I'm glad that you had me as a guest, Lou, so thank you very much for having me, and best of luck with your shoutcast for Match E.
No worries, thanks for coming along, Top Cat. Next match will be the international team versus New South Wales 1. It's going to be a close match. Both teams have star players, and we hope to see you there next time. Thanks for watching.